Hello!
Start again.
Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to another WWE Predicts. This time, you have, of course, me, GD, and my co-host here, Hanksy. How are you doing? Well, you're warm. You're warm, aren't you, mate?
Warm. Just very warm, basically.
Well, it's great because... Oh, why are we even saying this? Because it's time for some great balls of fire. Woo. Look, we've already mentioned this on other predictions we've done. We both agree this is a dumb name for a pay-per-view.
It's a stupid name.
Which kind of ruins the fact that the matches that we actually got on this pay-per-view actually look quite good.
Yeah, it looks like a good pay-per-view. It's just a shame the name's so stupid.
Anyway, mate, let's kick off with our first match, which is, of course... Oh, I can actually do a running setup. I've got to think about that next time. Play the match. Go. Thank you. Which is, as I shout, Big Cass versus Enzo Amore. Right. Who thought this would be happening around about now? I'd say it doesn't even feel that rushed, actually. The thing is, so if people don't understand why these two are actually going to be fighting each other, and of course I think we both understand that Enzo Amore more than likely doesn't actually stand a chance here. So it all started off with Enzo being attacked backstage. Now, we spoke about this on the last Raw pay-per-view, didn't we?
Yeah, because this has been built for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think we said that at one point we thought it was the Revival ourselves. One point we also thought it was Matt and Jeff Hardy, like it could be a gateway to their broken side.
Yeah.
But what do you think of how it's actually come out? It's actually Big Cass that actually attacked Enzo and himself.
I'm quite devastated, actually. I love these two. I've always loved these two from NXT, and it was like, it's such a shame that they're splitting them up. I mean, we knew it was going to... I mean, we've talked about this before, haven't we, in the fact that we expected that Cass was going to have a solo career. But we've always looked at it. We always looked at it from the point of Enzo being the manager. I definitely didn't see this coming. I don't think you did.
No.
And then, as I say, I think it's really sad, but I suppose it was always going to happen at some point, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's like we both said, like you just said. We had a feeling that Big Cass would be getting a push into the major. We were starting to see it anyway, where you saw him in the Universal Championship picture for a bit as well. He was actually in the match to crown a new Universal Champion when Finn Balor got injured. Way back, last year, wasn't it? But like you've said, I was expecting them to stay together. Like you said, Enzo, who would be great as a manager. The thing is, he's got the gift of gab. He's basically just another mouth of the South, in a way, but a modern version of it. But then at the same time, I'm kind of happy that they are doing this split a little bit, because
I'm not happy, but I think it's going to be good for both of them in the long run.
Oh God, yeah.
And I think it's an interesting storyline, really interesting storyline, isn't it?
Well, I think we both see Enzo probably going down the cruiserweights. Simple enough.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't see him competing for really anything else. But then again, we've had champions who are cruiserweights, heavyweight champions who are cruiserweights.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, of course. Well, Daniel Bryan, you could technically class him in that picture as well. So, and it's not like Enzo could not compete for that, but it's more than likely now that we've got the Cruiserweight Championship again, we expect him to be competing for that championship instead. And Big Cass, Yeah, it'll be an interesting to see him as a heel now.
Yeah.
But then, if they were going to split these two
his
up,
mic skills have been better
yes,
over the last couple of months.
yeah, definitely getting better over the last couple of months. But
Yeah.
when this actually happened, would you rather see Big Cass be the heel or Enzo be the heel? And do you think they would have struggled having Enzo as a heel?
Yeah, I don't think Enzo could have been a heel. I think they'd have really struggled to have made that one stick. But I think for Cass, it seems to be working at the moment. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
As I say, he seems to be carrying it off quite well. I mean, last week, was it not last week? No, not this week. Week before, wasn't it? Where he came down and apologised, and you knew something bad was going to happen. You know,
God,
but they again, it's very well done. Again, they strung it right out until they get to the top of the ramp, and then he turns on. You know, so getting all our hopes back again. So
the thing is,
I was thinking, is this an about turn? Have they decided to do this? You know, but then obviously he turns on him again.
Well, it would have been made a very interesting story if it was, he's turned on him, but he's forgiven him. Oh, they're now friends again. Now they're going for the tag team championship. You're thinking, you basically did this whole setup for 1 week. Nah, we know what you're going to do here. We can figure it out ourselves.
But we've seen it before, haven't we? We've seen it before, done before, where they've changed their mind.
Well,
remember when Brie Bella turned on Nikki Bella?
Oh God, yeah, and then they both teamed up together to win the championship.
And then the following week they tag teamed back up again, And it was like, well, just ignore that happened.
Yeah, nothing really happened. It was all a ploy.
Yeah. So we have seen them change their mind before. So it wouldn't be the first time.
So, quick question. I know our answer already, but we've got to ask this anyway. Who do you think is going to win between Enzo and Big Cass?
Oh, I think it's going to be Cass. And this is going to rumble on for a while. This is going to go on for a few pay-per-views, I think. They're going to have this going on.
I would expect
and eventually I think Enzo will win one.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to get up to SummerSlam. At least. Yeah. Because they can't really just end this feud like that. But personally, I agree. I think Big Cass is going to end up winning. But then Big Cass is going to continue after the match.
Yeah.
And that's when, just feeling, there's another big guy who's around about 7 foot tall.
We've been sort of, Leslie's raised this with me, that he's going to need some help. You know? And, I think this is a nice it's a nice gig for the Big Show.
Oh God, yeah. The thing is, he's in a place now where he wants to grow the talent.
He's not looking. He's not looking to renew it. This is for him to give to help out. You know, the older guys, isn't it? We've seen it with the Undertaker and Roman. You know, this is Big Show's chance to give the two new guys a bit of a push them along the way. Hopefully onto bigger and better things, won't it?
Well, the thing is, it's how Big Show is nowadays, isn't it? The thing is that he seems to be the guy who's helping push the other guys. I think he did it with, he did it with Braun Strowman, not Braun Strowman. Well, yeah, he did it with Braun Strowman.
Absolutely.
And he's also with Baron Corbin. There's a lot of people who are now in that position that it's thanks to Big Show they got that push. Which is, the thing is... Big Show for you. He's a great, he's a great person. Full stop.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But, anyway, mate. According to the game, Enzo Amore is going to win. So.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. The game never gets it wrong. So.
The game never gets it wrong. Like that time when they predicted that Curtis Axel was going to be the Royal Rumble champion, and then Aiden English.
Aiden English was going to win the Royal Rumble.
Anyway, mate, let's. It could happen. That's the point of a Royal Rumble. Anything can happen. Anyway, let's move on to our next match, which is, I think it's the tag team match. It is. It is for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. It is Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys.
Yes. Again.
Right. we need to say something about this before we start the match anyway. So our match we're doing is just a normal normal tag team match. Now when it comes to actual Great Balls of Fire, it is going to be a 30-minute Iron Man match.
30-minute Iron Man.
Which we rarely see this kind of setup for a tag team match.
It's a rarity. I mean, Iron Man matches are rare on their own, really, but this is for a tag team match. This is really rare.
Yeah, it is. It's basically this next level of rareness, which it seems to be the thing that's happening at the moment in WWE. They're pulling anything out of as far as they can put their hand down into their back locker of stipulation matches. So, anyway, do you think this is going to be it? Do you think this is whoever wins this is going to be finished? They're going to stop the Cesaro versus the Hardy Boys, which look, Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys, which not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that there is other tag teams on Raw. Okay, there might be fewer than they were. With not only Enzo and Cass splitting up, but also another tag team splitting up as well.
Yeah.
The Golden Truth, but then again, actually, I thought they were going to get a shot at the titles at one point.
I thought so, actually at one point, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, the Revival are going to be coming back soon, aren't they?
Yeah, which they'll probably get a shot sooner rather than later as well. Who else have we got in Raw's tag team actually?
In the tag team division, you've got these two. You've got the Revival.
Oh, you've got
I don't know really. It's
Gallows and Anderson. What about those guys?
Yeah, it is a weak division at the minute, isn't it? Though, when you think about it, compared to
SmackDown's, yeah. You got SmackDown on one hand, who are getting stronger and stronger with Breezango. Even the Ascension had started. Yeah. I love that bit with the Ascension.
Yeah. I mean, but you've lost. Obviously, they lost a couple of tag teams that moved across in the shake-up, and then you've had the two tag teams that have gone. So, whether this is paving the way for new tag teams to come in, which I think is what's going to happen. Whether they come in from outside WWE or whether they come in from
NXT. There is one stable tag team that I want, and I still desperately want to see come over to the main roster. I want to see Sanity. I just want to see Sanity here. I can't wait to see them here. And hopefully, but do you know where I want them to go?
Sanity at the moment is obviously Nikki Cross is very much involved within
the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Which isn't, it's good for her. I think she does deserve to hold the championship for a little bit. But like I said, with that, I think Ember Moon's going to have the championship before she is. Yeah. And when that happens, that's when.
Well, I think Ember was supposed to have the championship by now, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, I think Asuka's supposed to be coming over to the main roster by SummerSlam.
The last but one takeover, wasn't it, where Ember Moon would have won it, but Asuka cheated and pushed the referee out of the way, didn't she? So
and then
that obviously was setting up. That was then setting up for the next pay-per-view. Yeah. And then obviously she got injured. So no, it wasn't. I'm not sure if the next was it a four-way? The next one, it was a three-way.
It was supposed to be a four-way. It was supposed to be Nikki Cross, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, and Asuka. In a fatal four-way match, but like we said, Ember Moon ended up getting injured, which got it put down to a triple threat, which I would like to say was a really good triple threat match. But it kind of felt you knew what was going to happen, and it was a bit why.
It was.
But
so obviously it's Ember Moon. Is she back now? I'm trying to remember.
I think she is back now. Yeah.
Just back now. Yeah. So we got. I presume the next takeover is going to be SummerSlam week. So I presume it's going to be Brooklyn again.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get another takeover now, because if there was going to be another one, it would have been with Texas, and it would have been with Great Balls of Fire. Because they usually do it with SmackDown, don't they? but I feel like
Well, no, they usually do it. They usually do them with the joint ones. So I tend to be against the.
What was the last one? The last one was with Backlash, wasn't it?
There was one with Backlash, yeah.
Yeah,
but that was a bit odd. Normally they're not.
Yeah, it is. But I think they are trying to get more NXT shows, main takeover shows nowadays as well, which I am definitely for. I want to see more takeover shows because they're brilliant shows. Seriously, main roster, you're getting outshined by the people who are supposed to be the developmental group.
Oh yeah, yeah, by a long way.
God damn it. That's to a point that we're looking at and thinking we want that person to come up, and then we're also saying, please go over to SmackDown, please go over to SmackDown.
Yeah, cause the problem is with it, I can't keep moving them up if they're not moving people out.
It's not just moving them up; they need to move people into NXT as well.
Yeah, this is it. So NXT needs to carry on growing. But also, as I said, you can't just keep moving them into the main roster because, well, it's crowded as it is.
Yeah.
You know, there's already people we don't ever see, or we very rarely see now. You know.
Well, it's like Ty Dillinger on SmackDown itself. I think it's the first time I've seen Ty Dillinger this week for a long time.
Yeah.
Which but the question is, I've always been wondering, where the hell is Ty Dillinger gone?
Well, and it's odd, isn't it? Because if they're going to move, they've obviously moved him up.
Yeah.
From NXT, so they must have ideas for it, but he just doesn't seem to have done anything. And then so that then makes you think, well, why move him up? They'd have been better off leaving him where he was on NXT, where he was right in the middle still at the time of him being moved in the middle of a fight with Sanity.
Yeah, it feels like they cut that short.
You know? Yeah, and it's sort of so you think so they must have had ideas. So whether they've changed them. I don't know.
Anyway, let's go back with tag teams anyway. So I want to talk about a rumoured news story that's been going out at the moment, that the Colognes have asked for the release from their contracts, by the sounds of things as well.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So, if people don't know, I think it was last week, there was a news story that was going through the usual sources on YouTube, which I usually look at Wrestle Talk and What Culture Wrestling, of course.
Yeah.
And, the story is that the Colognes have asked to be released from their contract because they want to go and join, basically... Carlito's brand. Is it Carlito?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlito's brand.
Yeah. Who's their brother, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's Carlito. It's Primo's uncle.
That's right.
And Primo's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very developed family there. Think the Guerreros, for God's sake. What do you think of this?
I don't know. It's a bit of a shame, really, because obviously, I mean, they've floundered, haven't they, for a while now?
Yeah.
Yeah. They went from being what were they when they originally came in?
Los Matador.
What's his name? Yeah, Los Matador. Which was okay. It was a relatively okay gimmick.
Just wrong country.
And then they went to but then they went to be in the Shining Stars.
Which was real estate. Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, it just didn't. It was a little bit funny the first couple of weeks, and then it wasn't really great, and they weren't brilliant matches, and they were just basically used as jobbers. And then they moved across to SmackDown, and they've come rebranded as the Clones. And you thought, oh, okay, so it's a new rebrand. It's like the Usos, they're going to get a push, and it's just not happened, has it?
Well, the thing is,
another member of SmackDown, similar things happened to us. Even thinking about what's happened with Lana recently, which is bizarre.
Yeah, that is.
Well, they seem to be going to give somebody a push, but then it doesn't develop.
Well, the thing is, the weird thing about the Colognes is they, like you said, they attacked American Alpha, and then they beat American Alpha, and then they went on a 6-match losing streak. So it's like whatever the plans they had with the clones, it kind of fallen through. And now with this rumour, I don't see him getting anywhere further, which is sad. Because they have been quite entertaining. Yeah, I think New Day didn't help.
Yeah. So it's yeah, I mean it's a little bizarre, really, isn't it? So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, if they are looking to move on, and good luck to them. You know,
Yeah.
Because I don't, yeah, actually, I don't mind them. I've never been massive fans of them.
But I
think that's just because they've never really had the chances.
Yeah.
They're both capable.
Anyway, going back to this match, the match is over, which is nice. So, who do you think is going to end up winning? What do you think is going to end up after the 30 minutes? I would like to say.
I think Sheamus and Cesaro are going to win. I don't know by how many. I wouldn't have to put, but I think they're going to win.
I'm going to say it's going to go into extra time.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some controversy because I don't think this is going to be it. I think they're going to carry this on for a little bit longer. So I think there's going to be some controversy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Cesaro and Sheamus are going to be walking out as champions as well.
Yeah.
Probably a little controversy. This might end up being into SummerSlam where it finishes, which I'm hoping to, because I do want to see some better new challenges for the championship.
Yeah.
But anyway, according to the game, it says the Hardy Boys are going to win.
Yeah.
Like I said, so the game has been against us twice, mate. This is getting used to it now. But
starting to get upset.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our next match, which is Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Right. I'm happy that these two are fighting each other again.
Yeah.
I think the last time these two actually had competition against each other was when Seth Rollins was actually part of the Shield.
It was, yeah.
That was the Wyatt family.
Basically, from what I remember, the Wyatt family were taking it. They took the Shield out individually, didn't they? One at a time.
They took the Shield out. That's the thing about the Wyatt family. That's what made the Wyatt family stand tall, was the fact they beat the Shield. They cracked it. And I think that was actually the breaking point for him as well, wasn't it? Around about that time.
No, it wasn't quite then, but it wasn't far after it, I think, was it?
No.
But no, I think this was, yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a good match.
Well, it's Bray Wyatt. I always do look forward to his matches half the time. The thing is, the guy is great with the mysterious side of things. He's always been great with it.
Yeah.
Well, Seth Rollins, I'm a fan of Seth Rollins, and I think a lot of people are fans of him. They are making him the face of WWE, even though the people are still saying, no, it's going to be Roman Reigns. No, it's Seth Rollins. You know it's Seth Rollins when you put him on the cover of the next WWE game.
Yeah.
So, but I might as well ask this now because there is other stories I want to talk about while we're having this match on. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Bray Wyatt or Seth Rollins?
I think Seth's going to win it.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling. I don't know why I think that. I just got a feeling he's going to win it.
I agree.
I want it to be a good. I'm hoping it's a good match. I know what you say about Bray, but the last couple of pay-per-views, Bray's matches haven't been brilliant.
No,
I wasn't massively keen on the House of Horror thing that they did.
God, I
didn't think it really worked.
It felt more like we said, it felt like the House of Horror if you've got OCD.
Yeah. It wasn't great. So I'm hoping this is going to be good. It can be. But I think it needs to be, because I think they're both in a little bit of a rut as well at the moment.
Well, I thought it was going to be Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened with that story, but then again, could this story only be here for one reason and one reason only? And I kind of mentioned it a little bit. It's because Seth Rollins is the cover superstar for WWE 2K18.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't. You announced this is our new game, which is going to be coming out in October, and the guy who's on the cover has not got a match. We don't want to do the same thing that you did last year.
They're both floating a bit at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Again, the problem comes back, and we'll come to the match. But the problem comes from this. That it is, I think, the Brock Lesnar effect. You know,
Yes.
the fact you've got a champion who's not, well, not defending his title weekly. In fact, he's not even on the show weekly.
This is the first time he's actually been on actually competing since WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then they're not making the most of the other title. So, you look what SmackDown are doing. You know, obviously you've got the stuff going on between Randy and Jinder for the main title, but then they're really utilising the American Championship. You know, with the rest of the roster.
Well, people call it the US Championship, if everyone's wondering which championship he was on about there.
Yeah, what do they call it?
The American Championship.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I know, I'm sorry, mate.
Yeah. So, but with Raw, they've got the Intercontinental, and it's like, well, oh right, so again, it's going to be The Miz versus
Dean Ambrose.
What's his name? Dean Ambrose. I think,
Well, actually, I want to talk a little bit about
that around a bit.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that match as well. So, if people don't know, we aren't going to be actually putting that match out, unfortunately, because we've only been given so many slots for this pay-per-view. So it's happening again. It happened on SmackDown. It's now happening on Raw. It's Miz versus Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
There is other people who probably want to compete for that title, which has got such a great history behind it. Not saying that both The Miz and Dean Ambrose don't deserve to be fighting each other for the championship. It's just that it's starting to get a little bit old, and it feels like you're just copying what SmackDown's doing.
Yeah. I mean, my issue with it is that I really thought The Miz was going to get a push. A proper push, and he hasn't. He's just, he's moved across to Raw. And now he's just doing the same Miz routine that he's been doing on SmackDown and before SmackDown. And it's like, so I did presume he had a brilliant year last year, fantastic year. He's really cemented his position as, I think, probably the arch heel now in the company. And yet, they're just not progressing the character at all, and I just feel a bit. It's a wasted opportunity, really. But again, it comes back to the same problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't imagine The Miz versus Brock Lesnar.
No, of course not. Well,
and that's the problem. He needs to, but what he needs to be doing is he needs to be in that picture between the Intercontinental and the main event. In that position, the Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt sort of tier. And at the moment, he's not. He's back down again, and you just think, oh, okay. And the same with Dean. Dean, you know.
Dean Ambrose was WWE. He was the one who brought the WWE Championship to SmackDown.
Yeah, you know. And again, it just feels like they've dropped him down the roster. And you know, and this was the guy who probably, apart from AJ Styles, I think, you know, he put more hours in last year than any other star across the televised and untelevised shows.
Yeah.
So whether this is their way of giving them a break, maybe it is. I don't know.
Well,
but,
I just want to say something about The Miz and Dean Ambrose. There has been a little bit of change to the story at the moment, and that is the Miz-tourage.
Yeah.
So, if people don't know what the Miz-tourage is, it is Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Yeah, Bray Wyatt's brother.
yeah.
Now, I'm kind of disappointed here because, especially with Bo Dallas, now he was starting to go down the dark path, wasn't he? And I think a lot of people was hoping, and I was hoping as well, that meant that he was probably going to do something with his brother, which I would love to see. I want to see Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt work together because that would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
But no, what they've done.
And Bo Dallas is really, really underrated. Yes. To be fair, Bray Wyatt, Bray says he's a better wrestler than he is. You know.
Well, he's the only.
I'm not sure about that myself.
Well,
but he is good. Yeah. And he's really underutilised, and he's basically been playing house shows now for the last 6 to 12 months, really. So it's really wasted.
Well,
but again, this is nothing new, isn't it? This whole Miz-tourage thing. This is basically, what's his name, wasn't it? Oh, who did they have it with? His body double.
Damien Sandow.
Yeah, Damien Mizdow, as they called it, wasn't it? And that. So we've seen this sort of thing before. I hope it doesn't go the same way as that, because obviously he left the company soon after. You know. So.
Yeah. Anyway, now you said like Bo Dallas. I agree. He is one of the most underrated at the moment.
Yeah.
To a point that if you actually look at, apart from Shinsuke Nakamura, who's just come up to the WWE main roster, I think Bo Dallas is the only NXT champion who has moved up who hasn't actually won one of the 2 top championships at the moment.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
So you got to think
you
got Seth Rollins, who is the first NXT champion. Big E has won the tag team. That's a better way of putting it. Bo Dallas hasn't actually won a championship.
No, he's not.
Not one bit.
He's not. Even Curtis Axel's was Intercontinental Champion at one point. So yeah, it's really, really wasted talent of him.
Which is upsetting, and I'm hoping that the Bo does get that opportunity hopefully soon.
Yeah.
And as much as it is annoying that he's part of this Mizdourage, it's not the first time that has given people opportunities. And like you said with the Damien Sandow thing, I think the only reason that got stopped dead in its tracks was bad timing, because he was going down the Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage with Curtis Axel at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then the Hulk Hogan story came out, and they ended up having to stop it.
Yeah.
So it was more bad timing for Damien Sandow, which is painful. But I think he was going to get that.
I actually liked that. I thought it was amusing. You know, the whole sort of Mizdow thing they did with him. So yeah, I think to be honest, if nothing else, it's given, because again, Curtis Axel is a decent wrestler. If nothing else, this is actually giving them some exposure. You know?
The thing is, I feel sorry for Curtis Axel in one way, because he's one of those where he's a generation star as well. And yes, I know
he was a Paul Heyman guy. He was a Paul Heyman guy.
He was a Paul Heyman guy, yeah. And
same
the thing
time
is,
as he had Punk, CM Punk.
Yeah. Well, he had that's how he won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to talk about the Intercontinental Championship, and we've got to kind of talk about this.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, with that basketball person that outside the US people don't really care about. That was utter shambles. To a point that both Dean Ambrose and The Miz didn't even know what the hell was going on.
I don't know. I mean, obviously we live outside the US. I don't know if this is the big baller brand, whatever they're called. I presume this is a thing.
I'm guessing so.
It's not.
It's going to be something.
It doesn't seem. It's not a thing over here.
No.
But I'm presuming it's a thing. But I mean, it seems, it was just
a mess.
Bizarre. You know.
It was a mess to a certain point, that there was a certain thing that was said. Just caught.
The N-word was said.
Just caught.
Yeah.
And you know how bad it was when Vince McMahon was fuming.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was bizarre.
It was bizarre. I think it went off script, and the person that went off script was the person who wasn't a wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah.
But WWE, never do that again. Especially when it's something. If you do it with someone who is internationally famous, not someone who's going to just be famous for a couple of months in the US.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah. So I didn't get it at all.
In other words, don't do sports stars.
Probably not supposed to. Yeah.
Anyway,
if you do sports stars that are known outside of the US.
Yeah, dude, David Beckham.
Yeah.
Everyone loves David Beckham. He's a treasure. Just don't invite Victoria Beckham. Just David.
No.
Anyway, mate, both matches. First of all, let's do the Intercontinental. Do you think The Miz is going to win, or do you think Dean Ambrose is going to win?
Oh, I think The Miz is going to win.
Same here.
I'm bored of it now.
And I don't know if I asked this, but I probably did. Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins?
Yeah, I think Seth. I probably said Bray earlier. I can't remember, but I think Seth. No, I did say Seth. I think Seth's going to win.
I'm agreeing with you as well. I think Seth, for the fact that it's going to be promotion for WWE 2K18. Last thing you want is the cover star to lose. And of course, the game is against us again. Bray Wyatt, the game thinks is going to win.
3 in a row.
Yes, I like this. This is going great. It is against the game today. It's perfect. Anyway, let's move on to our next match, which is the Women's Championship. Oh, this is going to be fun to talk about. The goddess herself versus Sasha Banks. Right. I'm gonna say this now, and it is controversial because I have actually been told off by a couple of other people about this. I am not happy that Sasha Banks is getting another shot for the championship. I had enough of her last year, and I know it's weird. I know we're in July now. She hasn't really had a shot this year so far, but she's not been out the limelight, which is annoying. The thing is,
well, she was out of the limelight a bit,
but it wasn't enough.
She was sort of playing second fiddle to Bailey for a while, wasn't she?
Well, that's the weird thing. It was to a point that we're saying, oh, she was playing second fiddle to Bailey, while the rest of us were saying, no, she's going to stab her in the back, which that never came. Which I'm happy it never came.
That was a weird thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not happy. I wanted this turn. I really wanted a heel turn. And I saw.
So what was that, Hanksy? So
yeah, I'm not upset. I'm not upset that she's getting a shot.
No.
I wouldn't go that far. But I sort of get what you're saying to a point, but I'm happy for her to get a shot. But I think there are other people that should have been. My view is, no, this is interesting because not that long. It doesn't feel that long ago that I was one of Nia Jax's biggest opposite to a fan. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like her.
You didn't like her.
I found her. Yeah, I found her very boring. I found that she was just, it was just one. Just basically that she stands there and throws people around, and this isn't particularly interesting. She has really come on.
Well, the thing is, like you say, that she just throws people around.
And I feel it's her. I feel it's her time. You know, she's really come on in her ability, and I feel it's her time.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is, if she was to face Alexa Bliss and not win one-on-one, I'm not sure how believable that is.
I don't know. I find that very believable because Alexa Bliss is awesome.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It is weird.
Build that.
The thing is, with Nia Jax, you would expect if she's putting a match against, I'm going to be honest, against anybody apart, I think her biggest challenge out of the actual Raw women's locker room is Dana Brooke, by the looks of things.
Yeah.
And out of anyone else, if you put her in the match against them, I'm going to say Nia Jax is going to be the one who's going to be walking out of there.
It's
literally,
the Braun Strowman effect,
it's the Braun Strowman effect, yeah.
It's the Braun Strowman effect. So the only way to beat her, or to make it really, it's a viable beat, is to put her into triple threats and things like that. But I do feel it's her. It should be her time to have a shot, to either have a run with the championship or at least have a shot at the championship. And I do agree with what you're saying about the fact that it's bringing Sasha back and stuff like that. That said, I'm not, as I say, in total agreement with you that Sasha shouldn't have the shot. I think she had, although we think it was all Sasha and Charlotte last year.
Yeah.
Sasha had a couple of times when she was actually on the bench. She had a couple of injury problems. And she's sort of proven over the last few months that she can
come
She
back
can
from it.
consistently wrestle without injury. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so maybe it's a chance. You know.
I think it is, like I said, it is. It wasn't just the brand split was last year. It wasn't for the fact that it was. The thing is, it felt like it was Sasha Banks and Charlotte the whole year. I'm not just saying that since the brand split. I meant the whole year. Even when it came to the actual WrestleMania, it was Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And then Becky Lynch kind of, after that match, she kind of disappeared. And she only re-emerged when it came to the brand split.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I mean, what happened with Becky was she got into these whole feuds, didn't she, where every week she was falling out with somebody else. So she'd be friends with Charlotte, and then Charlotte would betray her, and then it was like a feud with Charlotte, and then she became friends with Natalya, and then Natalya betrayed her, and then it was a feud, and that's sort of how her...
Everyone was betraying Becky Lynch.
Yeah. You know, which I sort of agree with JBL when he says, you know, the fact that everyone keeps turning against Becky, maybe Becky's the problem.
I don't want to say that because I don't think it is. I like Becky Lynch. She's awesome. I like her.
Yeah.
She's all right.
I think everyone likes Becky Lynch.
Yeah. That's why she's a face.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think it felt like because we had 3 or 4 pay-per-views in a row where it was Charlotte versus
it was
Sasha. And also when they were some of the best matches of the year. Let's not forget. Of course,
yeah, they were some of the best matches of the year. But then it feels like at the moment where they were the best matches of the year, and now it feels like it's switched sides to SmackDown having some of the better matches of the year. Now, talking about SmackDown, I think like we need to talk a little bit about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah. 2 matches. So let's talk about the first one. That was a slap in the face on the women's division. No matter how they pull it, that was an absolute slap in the face.
It was a bizarre decision, wasn't it? Whoever made the decision, which I'm presuming, we're presuming it was Vince.
Yeah.
You have you have the first ever women's Money in the Bank match, and it's won by a man.
But the thing is, you had the whole world watching as well, because it was looking at it thinking, "Oh, this is a huge step for the women's division," and then you've got some scrawny guy, barely got a neck, which thank God he's been suspended for 30 days. Let's see how long that lasts.
If he comes back, then she loses. She gets stripped. So I'm wondering. Yeah, there's a storyline there which could be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting sick of James Ellsworth.
I think we're all past James Ellsworth now. It was amusing to start with.
Yeah.
It was amusing seeing Braun Strowman throw him around, and then it was amusing.
And then it kind of went downhill when he turned heel.
Him and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
And then, the whole Carmella thing. I've never liked the whole him with Carmella thing. It's always just seemed to be a little bit like, oh shit, we've got a contract with this guy. What do we do with him?
Yeah, it is. What do we do?
My opinion is just let him rot on the side until his contract runs out, because I don't think he's bringing anything to the show.
Well, the thing is, we also need to talk about the second Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, there was a huge uproar because of the first one. And you can tell WWE was like, oh shit, we really did something wrong here. To a point that they didn't just make a women's match the main event of Raw, but they made a Money in the Bank ladder match too as the main event of SmackDown.
Yeah.
And we all looked at him thinking, oh shit, they're going to do it again. Lucky they didn't.
Yeah.
It looked like it was going to happen.
Yeah, it did.
So,
but even so, for Carmella to still win it, you think, okay, so you've rerun it.
Yeah.
And now Carmella's won it still, but this time, it's supposedly
it's
fair.
Legit, yeah.
You know? Let's not forget that Ellsworth came down. I suppose it makes it more legit, but at the same time, if it actually,
they
should have done,
they punished him
is
for it anyway.
in reality, what they should have done is they should have bit the bullet, said to Carmelo, we apologise, we've screwed up, but the storyline goes to somebody else, and that's what they should have done.
You know what?
They should have given the storyline to somebody else.
I am happy that Carmella has won it, because out of the actual 5 that was there, I think Carmella is the one that I think would make a better story out of it. The thing is,
I think she'd be the most entertaining with it. We sat here and we called it for Carmella.
Yes,
and we said we wanted it to be Carmella because she'd be more entertaining. And if you remember, right, the 2 we said would benefit most were her and Tamina.
Yeah.
And Tamina, let's face it, wouldn't have been particularly exciting. Although interesting thing went on with her and Lara this week.
Yeah, that's something I really want to see how that goes on with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did call it for Carmella. But in which case they should have just given it what they did what happened on the second one should have happened on the first, and we'd have accepted that.
Yeah.
But it just feels a little bit
so it's like, there you go, we did it for you how it was supposed to be done.
Yeah.
I feel like what they did there was that, right, we're going to do a second Money in the Bank without Vince there. They actually whispered it. And then when Vince, they actually locked the door before he could actually come in. Quickly, do the Money in the Bank match now.
Yeah.
Not saying that
it was just a bizarre decision for me.
Yeah.
To do it like that, you know?
Yeah, we just want to clarify something as well. We don't know if Vince did actually give the go-ahead for how the first women's Money in the Bank match went. We just got a feeling he might have.
We do know that Vince has pretty much got 100% sign off on all pay-per-views, so we can guess that he was involved.
Yeah. Anyway, mate, the women's championship. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be Alexa or Sasha?
I think Sasha. I think it's going to be Sasha. I think Sasha's going to win it. Well, if she doesn't win it, then obviously it will go into SummerSlam and there'll be a rematch at SummerSlam.
I'm going to say this.
I've got a feeling she's going to win it.
I'm going to say this now for you, mate. I'm going to side with the what's it called?
Game.
The game this time. I'm going to say that Alexa Bliss is going to be walking out as champion.
Yeah.
I feel like her run with the championship is not over yet. So
yeah.
That's how
I think you might be right. I think if it's not this one, then it'll be at SummerSlam.
Oh god, yeah.
I still think it will be against Sasha. Although I'm hoping
I think it's going to be a triple threat
against. Yeah, I think it could be a triple threat. I really want
Nia.
What's her name to be involved? Nia to be involved.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Anyway, mate. Let's move on to our next match. Like we said, you can see it on the screen. Alexa Bliss, the game thinks, is going to win it. I think Alexa, you think Sasha. Let's go!
Yeah.
So our next match is... Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Now, we can't do an ambulance match on here because there's no such thing as an ambulance match. No, it's a bit upsetting. So
that's odd because there's been a few of them.
I know, it's weird. It's like I was expecting some kind of Punjabi prison match available for the next pay-per-view, but surprisingly not. I think we should just do a steel cage for that. So, one aspect that I get from an ambulance match is that you've got to make the other person that they can't get back up again, and then throw them into the ambulance, right?
So put them in the back of the ambulance, yeah.
Yeah. So this match is going to be a last man standing. Ding ding ding. Let's go. So Braun Strowman's back. I am happy Braun Strowman's back. Happy he's back, and I want him to beat Roman Reigns.
I think he will.
Yeah, well...
I think he will.
It feels like we not really want to talk much about this match. It feels like a little bit of an atmosphere at the moment. But yeah, let's go into this. Just go straight into it. So, Braun Strowman has been out. We all know that he had some surgery on his elbow. Minor surgery, we'd like to point out.
Yeah.
But the WWE... which I don't understand. Why didn't he just say that he's going to have minor surgery in his elbow instead of saying that, oh, he's actually dislocated his shoulder or something like that. So he's going to be out for about 6 months. I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
You do know that we now
Yeah.
have social media. We know what the hell is going on. It's like Braun Strowman. We know he's actually a very friendly, and he's a huge geek. And the best thing is, you can say it, and he will laugh it off.
Yeah. As I mentioned previously, he was actually a member of the Rosebuds.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Which is really worth having a look at if you can find it.
Well, you can find it. If you want to see what he looked like as a member of the Rosebuds, we might as well say this now. There is always WWE Network, where you can watch this match, Great Balls of Fire, as well. I really wish that we was actually advertising for them. That would be great, wouldn't it? We'll get the WWE money. So, this match was actually supposed to be scheduled for, what was the last pay-per-view?
What was the last one?
Payback?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I think it was Payback.
Payback?
No.
No, it was the other one. Backlash.
Was it Backlash? I thought Backlash was SmackDown. Sorry, give us a second while we look for what Raw's last pay-per-view
like the previous one, wasn't it? It was supposed to be the previous one.
Yeah.
And whoever wins this, I think, will go on to be main event in SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's how I feel like from it.
Against either, and we'll come on to this match in a bit, but against either Joe or Brock Lesnar. I think, putting this out now, I think it'll be Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, I think it's going to be, I think it'll be a good match.
Well, I expect it to be.
They tend to be.
Yeah, the thing is, Braun Strowman
tend to be good matches. Whatever you think of Roman, and I know you're not keen. I'm not particularly bothered. I quite like Roman.
Extreme Rules.
But these matches tend to be pretty good. Because in terms of size, Roman's one of the few actual stars that we've got who can stand toe to toe with
Braun Strowman. Who is there all the time? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look silly. So yeah.
Well, by the way, I found out what that pay-per-view was. It was Extreme Rules, where this ambulance match was actually supposed to happen, which makes more sense. Because then an ambulance match in Extreme Rules, guess what, would have made that actual more extreme.
Yeah.
Look.
Extreme at all would be good.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see that we've got this match. The thing is, I felt like it was going to be put to the side. And ambulance matches, like I said, they are rare. And it is usually a big guy versus someone who is a bit smaller than him. I think one of the most known ones
was John Cena versus
Bray. No, the last one. No, the last one was Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt.
Of course it was, yeah.
Which
and the one before that was John Cena.
Yeah, versus Kane.
Because yeah, when he actually put Kane through the top of the ambulance, if I remember right.
I think one I remember is Shane McMahon versus Kane. I think it was, wasn't it? Kane's been in a lot of ambulance matches. I think that's his specialty. But it's a nice match, and like we said, if people do not understand the actual stipulation for this match, the match is that you've got to what's the word?
What? Basically, you got to be able to.
You got to wear them out
so bad that you can get them. Yeah. So that you can actually get them in the back of an ambulance and shut the door on.
Yeah, and then tap it so it drives off. I think it's actually got to leave the arena to count as a victory. So there is still opportunity that they can get out the ambulance before it leaves the arena. And they have said that do expect this match to be going around the arena.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, this is a match that I'm extremely looking forward to. And we said it at the beginning. Too bad about the name of the pay-per-view. There's some actual great matches here.
Some really good matches. It's the best pay-per-view. When you look at the rosters, it's the best pay-per-view we've had in a while, I think.
I think it's the best pay-per-view Raw has had in a while.
Absolutely.
I think SmackDown has been doing some brilliant pay-per-views at the moment. I think Money in the Bank was brilliant. I really enjoyed that.
It was good.
It is a little bit predictable who we thought was going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
But even though it was predictable, it was how it got to there. as well, which was
It
fun.
was still a good match, yeah. I mean, the guy we thought would win it won it, but there were times when I wasn't sure whether we were going to be right or not.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But,
very good.
But as
Very
I
good
said, they did brilliantly with that. I think Backlash was also brilliant from SmackDown as well. And, of course, Elimination Chamber, the other one this year so far that has been a SmackDown exclusive.
Yeah.
SmackDown has been doing brilliantly. And Raw, at the moment, hasn't. The thing is, what have they had? They've had Fastlane, Extreme Rules, which, like we said, wasn't that extreme.
The problem with Fastlane was Fastlane was all built around Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg, which we all knew was going to be.
Oh, was it? It was Goldberg versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Of course it was, yeah.
Because that's where we were always saying, do not give him the goddamn championship.
Yeah, we didn't want it to have it. It didn't need to have it, but we knew that was what they were going to end up doing, and he won it, and it was like, ugh.
And now we're stuck in this position.
And as you say, Payback wasn't particularly great, and Extreme Rules was really poor.
Yeah.
But again, I think it comes back to part of the problem being the fact that Brock Lesnar has been absent.
Yeah, I agree. That's the main reason.
It's just really damaged it.
It's not just that. I think it hasn't also helped that I've been more excited about what matches have been coming on to SmackDown pay-per-views. I think, like I said, when it came to Extreme Rules, that was when Money in the Bank. And so we already knew. The thing is, I love Money in the Bank. I think it's one of the better non-main 4 pay-per-views out there. And even when it came to SmackDown having it coming first and then Raw afterwards, I still had the vibe from Elimination Chamber, which was brilliant. And Fastlane, it was feeling I had WrestleMania. We'll get excited for WrestleMania, and I feel like this one still has the same effect. As much as people have been complaining, oh, why are you doing a Punjabi prison match? I'm going to say I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, am I? Something different, isn't it?
It's something different.
Different. It's exciting. It's not just a cage match. It's something a little bit different.
And yes,
why not?
Okay, I agree. It was predictable. Oh God, it's an Indian guy who isn't actually Indian. He's Canadian.
I know.
Which is funny.
The comment was made, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The comment was made when Randy Orton says, "I'm going to send him back to India."
and
Heavenly actually said, "Oh, don't do that. That'd be cruel. He doesn't know anybody there." But send him back to Canada is what you should do.
But anyway, it was predictable. They were going down the Indian path. You're going to get the Punjabi prison match. But it doesn't mean it's not going to be bad. The thing is, the last two were a little bit disappointing. But that was because you had not Brock Lesnar, you had Big Show versus The Undertaker. Two very big guys fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then the other one was, I think it was John Cena versus
the Great Khali.
The Great Khali. A guy who could barely walk versus John Cena. Now this time you've got Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Yeah, Jinder Mahal is big, but he can move around really fast.
Absolutely.
And of course, Randy Orton.
Really good.
He's got his own saying. Really I'll KO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. So I think it could be really good. I'm really looking forward to that match.
But it's nice to see with those. I'm still excited, but at the same time, it's because now Raw has actually got me excited about a couple of matches. And
there's some really good matches in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
Matches.
This is really one of them. While we still got this match going on, we've got to talk about the kickoff show match as well. We've got the Cruiserweight Championship again. We've got Neville versus what's his opponent this time?
I don't even know. I'm trying to think.
Oh, here we are. I've got it. Akira Tozawa, who is is he part of the Titus brand?
Not officially, I don't think. He just looks confused, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just going along with the flow. Yeah, that's the way he's going with this. So he's part of Titus Worldwide brand, who has not long just signed Wally. Which I found that funny.
I really like the whole idea of the titles brand, and I think they should develop it because at the moment it's not being developed.
I love it.
And I really want to develop it. I'd like him to develop it so he has got a few guys that he's managing, because I think it could be really good. But at the moment it's in danger of stagnating if they don't do something with it.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it at the moment to a point that what's it called? The Titus brand last week had you know what I put you in? I put Paul. Oh, Paul. What's his name?
Yeah. Apollo Crews.
The Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews with Braun
Oh
Strowman,
my God, that kick!
That was never going to go well. Yeah.
What did he do? He basically lifted him up and then kicked him halfway across the ring.
Across the ring.
I was more worried that he had actually killed Apollo Crews at that point.
It's yeah. So I mean, coming back to this match, I don't know. I'm not. I am losing interest in the cruiserweights.
Yeah,
I've got to admit.
I am too, and hopefully when Enzo goes over to it.
I like Neville, but I don't think it's because Neville's had it for too long, and I just don't think
this competition.
I promise. Yeah. Another stuff like the Cedric knowing Dar thing is just like, oh, give it.
I'm gonna say that's Alicia Fox's fault there. She's annoying.
Yeah.
Well,
she's supposed to be annoying, but that whole love triangle type storyline just feels so old-fashioned now.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, anyway, going back with the actual Cruiserweight Championship, who do you think is going to win? Do you think Neville's going to retain this championship?
I think Neville's going to retain it again.
Same here.
I think he will lose it soon. I think he might lose it. soon.
Enzo.
But he's going to lose it soon. Well, I think it's a bit early for Enzo. I think Enzo will be with Cass for a while.
Yeah.
That's going to rumble on for a while.
Anyway,
going.
Continue.
Losing interest.
Yeah. And what about this match here, the ambulance match? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be Roman Reigns?
I think Braun Strowman's going to win.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah. And then I think it'll be Braun versus. And as I'll say it now, I think it'll be Braun versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
I agree.
Awesome
I fully agree with you. And mate, I'm also going to tell.
Let's see Brock Lesnar take Braun Strowman.
Oh, that would be brilliant. That's what we want. We want Braun Strowman to be champion.
Yeah.
Mate, I've got some news for you.
Yeah.
5-0, you are against the game again. The game thinks that Roman Reigns.
Take the piss tonight.
Game thinks Roman Reigns is going to walk away from this. Okay, mate. Now we're going into our last match. We have not got a CTG championship tonight because of how many matches we've got. Unfortunately, not championship match tonight. We will have a championship. We'll have a championship match at Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds, whatever. It's just that this has been one full pay-per-view, and it's usually I'm starting to think that the CTG matches will be part of the SmackDown pay-per-views in future.
I think that's fair.
Anyway, so it is for the WWE Universal Championship. It is Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar.
I'm really looking forward to this.
I want Samoa Joe to win so much.
But I don't think he will. I don't think he will. But do you know what? This could be a classic again. This could be a really good match.
The thing is, I think Samoa Joe can push Brock Lesnar to the limit on this.
I think so too.
And
I think it could be a great match. You know what? I moan constantly about Brock Lesnar and how he doesn't defend his title, he doesn't turn up to shows and all that, and I moan about him. Obviously, not to his face.
I wouldn't either.
But I moan about him. I moan about him somewhat chronic. But I do enjoy Brock Lesnar matches. There's been some great matches. Not the Goldberg stuff. That was shit. But in the past, the Undertaker match series that he did, the stuff he's done with Roman, the stuff he's done with Triple H. I mean, there's some amazing matches. He can put on a show.
I think
if he's got a good opponent.
Yeah, I think
he has a bloody good opponent.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I think it's not that. I think with the whole Goldberg match, the Goldberg series of matches he had with him, It was someone who had 2 or 3 moves versus someone who has 2 or 3 moves. And the thing is, that doesn't work. It's a boring match because it's going to be the same thing over and over again. Even the WWE game says, do not do the same thing over and over again because you will lose the audience attention.
Yeah.
Learn from your game, WWE.
When you think of the best matches he's got is when he's been against people like Triple H, like John Cena, where they've got lots they can do. Yeah, they can put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
And then he regains control and he suplexes them 5 or 6 times, and then they get control back and they do something really interesting, and then he gets control back and he suplexes them about 12 times this time. And it's like, and we count them along with them, and it's hilarious to count along with them.
Oh, and then he F5s them.
But they are good matches.
Yeah.
They're good matches because the thing with Brock Lesnar, they can do things with Brock Lesnar that they can't do against other stars because of his MMA background.
You got to be careful.
So
with
him. They got to be careful what he does to you.
Yeah,
as we saw with Randy, but that was obviously sanctioned by Randy.
I have no idea.
But we still don't know what happened with that, do we? It was so bizarre.
The match had to be stopped.
Go back to, like, 2 weeks ago. We go back to 2 weeks ago, when you had when Samoa Joe puts the Kahina clutch on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's face was bright. He was properly choking him out.
He turned into a cherry.
Yeah, he was choking him out. Now you can do that with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because Brock Lesnar's got an MMA background at the top level where they really choke each other out, and when they really put arm bars on and stuff for submission moves. So you can do it. Now you can't do that with some of the other stars because they're a bit more delicate.
The thing is, Brock Lesnar has a higher
Brock
pain
Lesnar puts
resilience.
on one hell of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can put on a hell of a show, and he can last. You know what I mean?
It can
it
take
is
a
an
beating.
issue the fact he doesn't have the, and it is an issue that he doesn't have the moves, and that's the problem when you come up against somebody, as you say, like Goldberg, who also couldn't put on the show. But it is against somebody like Samoa Joe. It could be really
why
good.
is there a chair in the ring? I like to point out this is not a no disqualification match. How does that chair got Paul Heyman? Sorry. Anyway, let's continue. What was yours on about? Sorry, mate.
Yeah. So as I said, I think this could be a really good match. I'm really looking forward to this.
I think,
as I say, and I do moan about Brock, but as I say, when he actually does get in the ring, normally you expect you're going to get something that's going to be pretty entertaining.
Well, I think it's we mentioned this when it came to Extreme Rules, and we both said we didn't really want to see Samoa Joe win it.
Yeah.
And now, you know what? I feel like we're eating our words here.
Yeah, absolutely, I am.
Samoa Joe
I wasn't a massive fan of Joe. I didn't think he'd done a huge amount since he'd come in. The stuff with Seth Rollins, it was like, okay. But
he's actually doing quite well. He's great with the mic, and I wasn't expecting him to.
I'm really
Paul
surprised.
Heyman, that was brilliant. Where he actually went up to him and said, "Right, this is what I'm going to do."
That was, and that was so cleverly done because it was off the main mic, so it was basically on the. You were picking him up
off the
on basically the mics that are around on the ring mics, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it just made it so sinister, and so and it was like, oh, this is quite chilling. When he's saying to him, I'm going to put my arm around your neck, and you're going to feel it strange, then you're going to pass out, and then he does it, and it was like, that was really quite sinister, but so well done.
That's the first time we've actually had a replay on this as well. Nice. It's not just that, it's just how this has been built up as well. It's showing Samoa Joe as he's basically got Brock Lesnar in a corner at the moment, it feels like. I think last week was a little bit weird, but I think if Samoa Joe was given the opportunity, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Brock Lesnar who would have been the worst.
I don't know. I think Brock got right under his skin this week.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is with Brock Lesnar, because 75% of the time, I'd say, he talks through Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
So he stands there, he does his bit of a dance around in the ring, and he does that really sinister fucking grin.
Smile, yeah.
Which I love. You know, and then Paul Heyman does the talk, and Paul Heyman's fantastic at that. But what you forget, and then you watch this week's Raw, and then you think, oh yeah, actually no, he actually is very good on the mic.
Oh God, yeah, he is. The thing is,
which
that's
again
something we
comes
don't.
from the MMA background of having to be able to do the talk before the match and be able to do the trash talk. He's actually very good.
The thing is, I think that's...
And it means, because he does the stuff with Paul Heyman, it means that when he does speak,
yeah,
it makes it that little bit more exciting, doesn't it?
That's what I was about to say. The thing is, because Brock Lesnar doesn't talk that much, when it is his turn to speak, and he is usually on the last week, have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah.
The words are so much more... It's like, there was one that I remember where he had to face Heath Slater to get Heath Slater a chance to get a contract.
Yes.
Raw. And the whole thing about the kids thing. And you would think it was going, we've seen a nice side. No, we're not seeing a nice side of Brock Lesnar. No, we've seen the opposite here. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's entertaining. Brock Lesnar can be entertaining when he wants to be.
Really entertaining.
And I think the thing is, we're not upset for the fact that Brock Lesnar is champion. We're upset that Brock Lesnar isn't there enough. And I want to see him there more. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's good.
He's good.
And I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You actually want him to be defending. You want him in the ring more often.
The thing is,
it's just once between pay-per-views, it would be something.
It's like the last time he had it, he held on to it for about a year, didn't he? And I think we wanted to see him around. I think we wouldn't be so much upset about that whole year without the championship there, if it wasn't for the fact that he wasn't there. He wasn't even there to do cut promotions. And okay, he was still working MMA at that time, which he's not really doing anymore now, is he?
No, he's banned.
He's been banned.
He's still banned.
He's still banned.
He's still banned. So he can't. I think he's banned for another 2 years. So
that's how it goes, people. Banned from MMA, you go to WWE.
His MMA career is finished.
Yeah.
He's not going to be going back to that. But obviously he's on a damn good contract with WWE where he doesn't need to defend. I mean, this is what annoys me a bit when people slag off John Cena. Going to John Cena, or slag off John Cena as a part-timer who's doing these films and whatnot. But do you know what? He's back, going back this week, and he will be on every show. He's talking about doing SmackDown and Raw, isn't he? But he will be on every week.
Yeah.
From now until when he goes off to make another film. I'm not against the guy having another career.
I'm not against him having another career, but the thing, I'm going to say this now.
But I don't agree with the slagging him off.
Right.
Saying he's a part-timer, because you know what? When he's there, he's there. You know?
Right. How you doing, Sean Money? I'm just going to say this now, and
hey, mate.
It wasn't just John Cena, but I think it was the whole of SmackDown this week. And I understand it is the 4th of July. It's very patriotic. It's a huge thing for America. But I felt like it was a bit just too much. Especially being a non-US citizen, it was just too much. To a point where we had Rusev come out to John Cena. I was agreeing with what most Rusev was saying. It's like the point where he says you can't bully me into this, and it felt like he is trying to bully him into this. You can actually tell it, and basically was trying to picture it was more patriotic. Sorry, it wasn't. It was John Cena being John Cena. And it was just look. I agree, John Cena. You can't be upset with how much he's having his own separate career. It's nice. He's doing the same thing that The Rock has been doing as well. The Rock is trying to do go down the same route The Rock is.
Yeah.
That said, that's where it got me. Now, when John Cena was facing The Rock, now it could just be the storyline, yeah. But it was said. This thing was said.
Yeah.
He basically called The Rock out for being someone who is not there for the WWE, but still calling it home. And then he says that he was the guy who was always there every day, every night. of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at him. He's basically doing the opposite that he said.
Yeah.
And now he's getting upset because people are pointing this out. I'm thinking, well, it's because you said it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's just annoying.
But as I say, I think I don't know. I think
either way,
I don't mind John Cena. I don't mind John Cena. But yeah, but coming back to this. I just talking about SmackDown.
Yeah.
Since WrestleMania, I found SmackDown the less interesting of the two weekly shows. However, I'm finding the pay-per-views are the other way around.
Yeah.
SmackDown's pay-per-views, as we've already said, have been head and shoulders above Raw.
Yeah.
The weekly show, I feel SmackDown has been missing something since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I think part of what it's missing is the fact John Cena hasn't been there.
Yeah, I agree. And as much as I don't like John Cena,
love him or not, love him or hate him, he has a major part. He plays a major part in that franchise.
I agree. I highly agree.
And there isn't anybody that quite fills that yet.
It's not just that. And I'm going to say this now about Battleground coming up. The other match that I am looking forward to that was announced, I am looking forward to the flag match between him and Rusev.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very entertaining match as well. And like I said, I don't like John Cena like a lot of people, but I do agree that he is good for the company in a way now.
Yeah.
But Anyway,
he's a hell of a draw still.
He's a hell of a draw. Yeah. So anyway, mate, going back to this match, who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be Brock Lesnar, or do you think
said
it's
it a few times. I'm not now. I think it's going to be Brock. Brock Lesnar is going to hold the title at least SummerSlam. I think he'll hold it longer. He's going to hold it at least SummerSlam.
I agree. I think Brock Lesnar is going to be walking out as champion for the fact that I want to see him face Braun Strowman at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm sorry to tell you this. The game agrees with you.
Yay!
You finally got one. So yeah, so going with this pay-per-view, apart from its stupid name, of course.
Yeah.
What do you think of the pay-per-view itself? What match are you looking forward to the most?
Forward to this one. This pay-per-view for Raw is I think it's the first one I've really looked forward to since WrestleMania for Raw.
Yeah.
Properly, because there's a lot of matches. The match I'm looking forward to the most, I think, probably is going to be Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe. I think that is the one I'm really looking forward to. Although, obviously, massive Hardy's fan, and so anything the Hardys in will be fun. So those two, I'd say, are probably my two keenest to watch.
Well, with me, I'm going to say definitely the ambulance match. I'm looking forward to Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. As much as I don't like Roman Reigns, I really love Braun Strowman when he's in the ring. He's a great wrestler, and it's the whole strength type of thing. I'm looking forward to this match with Brock Lesnar as well, because of how it's been built up. And I agree, it's going to be a really entertaining pay-per-view. It's something that I've not said about a Raw pay-per-view for a while, I would say. Especially since the split, actually. I would say it's been difficult for Raw.
Really difficult, I think, it lost a lot of its big stars.
Yes. Quickly press that so it doesn't knock it off. There we go. Right, I just want to move on to the next show because there is one more thing I do want to talk about that is not part of this match. Part of, what's it called? Is what is premiering on August the 28th on the WWE Network, and that is the Mae Young Classic. So there has been a few announcements. I think they are starting it off this month actually, and then it's going to be kicking off onto the main show. So they've got Australian phenomenon Team 3D Academy Illumina has been added to it. Her name is Rhea Ripley, I think it was. Rhea Ripley, sorry. So she's going to be in. I think it's more because I'm looking forward to seeing more outside of what's it called, WWE. Like they did with outside of NXT. Well, we've got a couple of NXT there as well.
There will be, yeah. There'll be a lot of NXT in there.
But it's also it's nice to see outside of it. And like I said, this Rhea Ripley, she's part of the Team 3D side of things as well. Which, of course, if people don't know who that is, she's as tough as they come. Sage Beckett, this one is as well. She's got an in-ring veteran of 10 years, not only trained under ECW originals Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley at their Team 3D Academy, which has been taking the hardcore philosophy to heart while revitalising her squared circle career. So, Extreme Divas in there. Sorry, Extreme Women.
It could be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it could be really good.
Well,
and I think it's going to pump some more, particularly into NXT. I think you're going to see some of the stars, some of the ones who shine in this are going to move across into NXT, which probably needs it actually.
Well,
particularly as we're presuming Oscars are going to move up soon.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that they move it along a little bit faster as well. Because at the moment we've had 205 Live, which I felt was running a little bit slow. I feel like the UK Championship is starting to run a little bit slow as well now. But it was good. They had a special when it came over to the UK in Norwich, which we talked about, and then NXT had their UK Championship match, blah blah blah, in their last takeover. And it's just, you know what? I'm looking forward to this. I'm happy that they're doing this, and I'm happy that they're pushing the women's division even further. So I'll give WWE their due. They know what's right to do, going in the right direction with these kind of things. So yeah, like we said, that is going to be starting to air on August. It's going to premiere on August the 28th on the WWE Network. We just wanted to mention it now because I think they're going to be starting filming of that soon. And I think that is it, mate. That is it. All we've got to talk about for this pay-per-view. So thank you again, Hanksy, for joining me for this.
No problems. Pleasure as always.
It's always a pleasure doing these. I love these. We will be back in, I think it's 2 weeks' time. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Again.
Yeah.
2 weeks. And then we have a bit of a longer break, hopefully. For Battlegrounds. On July the 23rd. With the main event, of course, being the Punjabi Prison match with Autumn versus Jinder Mahal. Who, by looks of things, Kurt Angle doesn't know the name of the SmackDown champion. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And, of course, a flag match versus John Cena versus Rusev, which was announced last week. So, definitely going to be enjoyable. And, of course, getting very close, it'll be the last pay-per-view before the next main event, which is SummerSlam, which is... Have I got a date for this? Please say I've got a bloody date for this. I do not have the date for this. Thank you very much.
It's August, isn't it? Yeah.
It's August. No, I want to know how many weeks we've got of a break. That's all I want to know. I'm sorry. August the 20th. So we've got about 4 weeks, which is nice.
Right.
So after Battlegrounds, 4 weeks, which is going to be in Brooklyn, New York. So for the third time, I think it is in a row.
I don't mind that. I quite like the fact that it seems to be it seems to have got a home. Actually, I quite like it.
Yeah.
Because obviously we'll have the Brooklyn takeover as well, which will be good.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So, everyone, thank you for joining us again. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Battleground. Until then, thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.